Welcome to Beerstories from Beerstory Brewhouse. This video is tips for barrel aging your homebrew beer. I've started barrel aging my homebrew, and before I began doing that, I talked to a lot of experts on how to do it properly. And all that knowledge that I've gathered, I thought that I would turn into a video so you can benefit from it as well. So the first thing, I've experienced a lot with this actually, but the first thing I want to talk about is don't use oak chips or wood chips. The surface area compared to the volume of the liquid is way too big. So even though if you soak it in like bourbon and just add the bourbon, I think it's way too aggressive. All I get from that is wood flavor. I get tannins, and basically that's it. I don't get any coconut, vanilla. I don't get any sherry oxidized flavors. All the good things from great barrel-aged beer, I don't get any of those when using wood chips. And I've actually tried that a lot, and I just don't think it works. I also tried several beers from commercial breweries with wood chips, and I can just taste it right away. Tastes like a wood tea with beer. So don't do that. I don't think it's good. If you think that's good, you will love this. So please try this instead. That was number one. I actually got 10 of these tips for you. So number two is choosing the right barrel. Sometimes it's just what you can get. But there are websites that sells different kind of cask and barrels that also in different sizes from like 5 liters to 400 liters. And if you can choose from new barrels to some barrels that have actually had some kind of spirit or port wine or something in it, choose the one that already has been used, because the liquid added flavor to the barrel, but also the spirits also drew out all the first harsh, aggressive wood flavors from a new barrel. So it's kind of it's been made ready for beer. You can say it that way. Barrel size really matters. Just like oak chips, this small barrel is really aggressive. The smaller the barrel gets, the more the surface area is way bigger compared to the volume in a small barrel compared to a large barrel. If you want that fantastic barrel-aged flavors from commercial breweries, you have to use barrels between 200 to 400 liters. Or that's kind of like it's 1 to 2 barrel size in barrels. Otherwise, the wood is too aggressive. That's why I used these barrels, hybrid barrels. Mine are from Bad Motivator Legacy barrel company. There's a link in the description. These barrels it's a stroke of genius. It's a steel barrel with a wooden lid, and this actually mimics a 400 or a 2 barrel size barrel, 400 liter barrel. You have the same surface area of wood compared to the volume as in a 400 liter barrel. So these barrels will give you the same slow barrel aging as the big barrels. This one will not do that, because in a small one like this is what's that, 2 gallons, or 1.5 gallon or whatever, is 5 liters. I've tried this one. A month in this is enough, and you won't get those vanilla coconut flavors. They are there, but they are tiny. Just like the oak chips, you get mostly wood flavors, you get tannins, you get astringency, all the flavors that you actually don't want from a barrel and barrel aging, you get in these small barrels. You have to have a 1 barrel size barrel, 200 liter barrel, or 400 liter, a double barrel, to get those. Yeah, first of all, it has to be there in like maybe 8 to 18 months to actually draw out all the caramelized sugars, lignin, vanillin, those flavors that bring the coconut flavor, the vanilla flavor from the barrel, together with that slow oxidation that creates these fantastic sherry notes, and blend it all together to create that fantastic, awesome barrel-aged flavor that I love from the big breweries. You will never get that in a small barrel like this. And that's why I use these awesome hybrid barrels from Bad Motivator Legacy, because they do exactly that. You have to age it for like 8 to 18 months in these. These are brand new. I filled them for the first time. So I'm thinking 8 months, and then I'm gonna bottle them. Next time I'll probably give it 10 to 12 months, and so on. But yeah, there's a link in the description. If you can find these, they are not that expensive. You should really go for these. He also started making them in a 5 gallon. These are 2 gallon, I think. He started making 5 gallons as well. So that's awesome for homebrewers. But it's a totally different ballgame than oak chips and small barrels like these. When you brew a beer for barrel aging, in a small barrel, it doesn't really matter if how thick it is. It doesn't change that much during the barrel aging. But when you barrel age a beer for about a year, you'll get sediment coming out of the beer. You get proteins that denaturates. There will be a small fermentation also in the barrel, so the beer will get thinner. So you have to brew a really thick beer. Yeah, there's a recipe for that. You can see how I brewed this beer for this one. This is a really thick 14.4% stout. So yeah, there's a link in the description. Yeah, use steam for sanitizing. A steamer like this, it doesn't really cost that much, and you can really get in there and steam the hell out of it and kill everything inside. So get one of these. That's a really good tip. Never let them dry out. If you get barrels from Bad Motivator, he will send you fresh barrels that are wet, and then fill them up. Just steam the hell out of them. Maybe put some star sand in there and shake it just to get some of the ashes out of it, because it's burned or toasted. And after that, just rinse it with water and then steam the hell out of it, and then fill it. And never let them dry out. If you have to store the beer, store the barrel, because you're not going to use it right away, make a mixture of potassium metabisulfite and citric acid, and put it in there, and then store it. Then that will keep it fresh. If you let it dry out when it's wet inside, you can actually get mold in there and stuff like that. So yeah, that's not a good thing. So don't let them dry out, never ever. You can also put some vodka in there. That will turn out great. I had a vodka in these. Yeah, because, and that's the next thing. If they are brand new, they can be a little bit aggressive. So I poured some vodka in here just for a week, just to get some of it out. And I saved that, of course, and that tastes awesome. It tastes like a 3-year-old rum. So yeah, do that, and remember to collect the vodka again. Yeah. So when there's beer in those two here now, so when you are aging them, you can let them experience the weather and the temperature change. That's okay, but don't put them right next to a radiator or direct sunlight. Take care of them, but don't be afraid of temperature change. Just just nothing radical. So put them somewhere where they, room temperature, somewhere where they don't get sunlight or direct heat or something like that. Just be a little bit mindful about this. These, I talked to him a few times, the guy from Bad Motivator Legacy barrels. He said that you can use them 5 to 6 times without adding flavors, but then afterwards you can still use them, because so what we get from this is coconut, vanilla is some of the flavors, and if the barrel is kind of worn out, you can add these flavors just by adding coconut and vanilla. So you can still get the woody flavors, and you can get the good barrel-aged flavors as well by kind of cheating. Then you can use these many times. But you can also add new flavors. You can, in between you have beers in them, you can fill them up with bourbon, port wine, red wine. You can add different flavors to it. Put it in there, let it sit for a couple of months, and then take it out, drink it, because it's also going to be good. And then add new beer to it. So I think they're worth the investment. This way of barrel aging is fun, because it's so much better than wood chips or these kind of barrels. And it turns out awesome. Really, really great. So I really recommend you to try it out. There's a link in the description for the barrels I use. There are others out there. But I can really recommend these. These are great. And he's a great guy. So and I guess that was it. These tips, I've been collecting them. I've been talking to experts, both brewers from brewery cellar, the cellar head of cellar, from Moersleutel. I've been talking to Bad Brewing. I've been talking to the guy from Bad Legacy Barrels. I've been talking to quite a lot of people, also homebrewers, some that I would consider experts, like Deer Hill Brewing, in barrel aging. And these are the tips I've collected. And here you are. So if you have any questions, write to me. Other than that, just have a happy brewing out there.